evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss SBR topic ethics. Most of the students find difficulty in ethics question in SBR, even though we all have been studied ethics throughout our ACCA syllabus. But there is a slight difference between the ethics in your AAA or AA as compared to ethics in SBR. But don't worry, the structure, the concept is same, but the drafting of your answer is slightly different. Now I have divided into following steps the concept of ethics for your better and clear understanding. Let's read the content. ACCA SBR Ethics in Corporate Reporting. Topic: Professional Ethics for Strategic Business Reporting. ACCA SBR students lecture objective to understand the ethical responsibilities of a professional accountant in the context of financial reporting and corporate transparency. As per ACCA Code of Ethics, every professional accountant should have to work or report with fair presentation. Now, for the part A, the importance of ethics in SPR or in other reporting subjects. Ethics is central to professional judgment, accounting, estimates, and fair presentation in financial reporting. Corporate scandals, if you have studied these scandals, if you have not, then you must read. Enron Wirecard show how unethical reporting can destroy public trust. ACCA experts accountant means you to go beyond compliance to uphold public interest. Now, part 2, the 5 fundamental principles of professional ethics, IESBA, International Ethics Standard Board of Accountant Code. Principles, description, examples. Principle: the first principle is integrity, means honest, straightforward in all professional and business relationship. Be honest and truthful, not hiding losses to meet analyst expectations. Means you can't overstate your income and understate your expenses. Objectivity means independence, avoid conflict or biasness. Ignoring pressure from the CFO to capitalize research and development. If your CFO or other financial controller pressures you that you have to capitalize this R&D. If you have covered my lecture on IAS 38 intangible assets, then you may better understand the difference between the R&D and capitalized development cost. Professional competence and due care. Stay updated and perform diligently means you are taking CPDs, you are taking other courses that will help you in better understanding. Researching IFRS 15 before applying it to a new contract. If you have covered my IFRS 15 lecture, then you know about the construction contract. Confidentiality means you have to be confidential. You should not disclose the sensitive or confidential information to others. Respect client and employer information, not sharing clients' future plans with competitors. Professional behavior, avoid discreditable actions, means declining to issues misleading financial statements. Now, these are the principles. Move to the threats. Part 3, we have types of ethical threats. There are 5 ethical threats. The first one is self-interest. The second one is self-review, advocacy, familiarity, and intimidation threat. Let's read one by one along with its example. Self-interest threat means financial or personal interest clouds objectivity. Means if you have a financial or personal interest, then it can result in a self-interest threat. What are the examples of financial or personal interest? Means you have a share options in client company, or you are getting additional remuneration or benefits. Self-review threat. Reviewing your own previous work means last year you performed this work, and this year you are reviewing. So it means you are reviewing your work, so you become re-auditing your firm's prepared report. Now, advocacy threat means you are promoting your client's interest, your client's business position, promoting a client's position, defending client in litigation while reporting on them. Familiarity, close relationship between client and the management. Close relationship threaten independence. Long-term friend is CFO. Remember the IAS 24 related party lecture. Intimidation threat, being pressured or bullied. We have just covered the example of pressure from CFO in the above part. Manager threatens job loss if issues raised. Now, in the part 4, ethics in SBR case scenarios, always apply the ethics within accounting situation. Whenever you will get a question on ethics, first there will be an accounting issue. Let's say in this case, your CFO asks you to capitalize research and development. Now you know that this is a wrong concept as per IAS 38. R&D should be expense out. Once you identify accounting standard, then you will have to also write about the ethical issue. The ethical issue in this case is intimidation, as your CFO is pressurize you. So, in your ethics question, first there will be an accounting issue, then the ethical issue. Example case 1. You are the financial controller, the CEO, chief executive officer asks you to delay recognition of an impairment loss until next year to avoid a breach of loan covenant. Now, in this case, first you identify the accounting issue, and the accounting issue is if you will not recognize an impairment loss, then your assets will be overstated and your expenses will be understated, which can result in overstatement of your profit. Also, it is against the requirement of the bank because you are going to breach the loan covenant. If there is a breach of loan covenant, it means your all non-current liabilities will become current liabilities. Why? Because the bank demand immediate repayment of loan. Now, ethical analysis. Threat, self-interest threat. Why self-interest? To save job or bonus. Breach, integrity and objectivity impact. Misstatement of assets means overstatement of assets and understatement of expenses. And financial position. Action, document findings, advise CEO, escalate if necessary, consider whistleblowing. Means to communicate with the independent person. Part 5. Safeguards against ethical threats. Safeguard means actions. What are the possible actions that you should have to perform if there is any threat to mitigate that threat? Safeguard policy and training. Application. Regular ethical training. ACCA code adherence. External consultation. Discuss issue with audit committee or external advisor. Disclosure, transparently disclosing judgments and estimates. Decline, withdraw if possible. If threats can't be eliminated, withdraw from the engagement. Part 6, concept clarity exercises. Exercise 1, identify the principal. Scenario, you discover the company is understating environmental liabilities to appear more profitable. What is the meaning of this scenario? You discover that the company is understating environmental liabilities. Now, which ethical principles are under threat? What actions should you take? Before seeing the answer, close your eyes and think about this scenario. Okay. Expected answer: integrity, professional behavior. Action, document, escalate, potentially report under whistleblowing policy. Exercise 2, real life reflection. Task: research one real world case where unethical accounting led to company collapse. present. The ethical breach, the accounting manipulation, the consequences. Example answer. Enron used SPEs to hide debt, breach of integrity, objectivity, bankruptcy, and global audit reforms. If you read the case of Enron, then you will better understand this exercise. Part 7 Exam Technique for Ethics in SBR. Apply ethics to scenario. Don't just list principle. Rootler will not help you in ethics question in your SBR. Use headings, ethical issue, principles, impact action. If there is any accounting, then accounting issue also. Marks awarded for logical reasoning, not rote learning. Close message for students. As future accountants, your reputation is built not just on your knowledge of IFRS, but your ethical compass. The SBR exam tests your values, not just your technical ability. Let ethics be your guide when the pressure is high. Now, there are following important points for you. First, there will be an accounting issue, then there will be an ethical issue. Let's read. Director loan treated as cash and cash equivalent. Loan cash flow issue, impairment issues, use of wrong discount rates, high growth rates, related party issues not disclosed, wrong calculation of fair value, wrong applications of judgment in useful lives, means estimates, recording cash flows in different activities to improve operating cash flows. Answer mainly relates to accounting issue rather than ethical issue. This is very, very important. Examiner gives 2 marks per accounting issue. Maybe this can change. For each accounting issue, following structure will be followed. Import the situation means copy the situation from question and identify the accounting issue, which will apply. Usually 0.5 marks is given for correct identification of accounting issue. Discuss the requirements of relevant accounting standards, only those requirements which are relevant to exam question. Apply those requirements to the scenario along with the discussion. If possible, identify the heads which are affected. For each ethical issue, examiner gives 2 marks, 1 mark for discussion of ethical issue and 1 mark for advising safeguard. Now, import and identify the ethical issue which is creating in that situation. Briefly discuss that how that ethical issue is created. Advise about relevant safeguard in that situation, such as discuss with TCWG or seniors in order to resolve the issue. Resign from the job means withdraw to ethical issue. Take advice from professional body on accounting treatment, IFAC, IESBSA. Take legal opinion while breaching confidentiality, such as reporting to ACCA or regulators or those who are affected. Now that's it for ethics concept. There is one specimen exam, one question number 2 AB. This is very straightforward questions. If you have covered my previous lectures on these topics, then you can easily solve this question. Even though I have written down a summary bullet point answer for you of each IAS, except from IFRS 8 operating segment, you can solve the complete question. So I would like you to solve the complete question, then you can send me for your checking. Take care and good.